Hello and welcome to Woodbridge, the best town around. My name is John McCormick. I'm the mayor of this great town, and we're here today on a beautiful Saturday morning at the end of Crampton Avenue at the Woodbridge Wildlife Passage here to discuss a bio blitz that happened starting last night and from 8 to 2 today. So with me is to my far left, Carolyn Ehrlich, Chief of Staff, Head of Redevelopment, and the conscience of sustainable New Jersey in Woodbridge. To my left is the guy responsible the last several years of doing all the paperwork for getting us into sustainable and helping to make sure that we win the award every year, Tom Flynn. To my right is Kathleen, to her right is Evan. They are from Rutgers Ecology Department, Division of, well, what do you call the division?
It's the Wildlife Conservation and Management Program.
Division. All right, so I'm going to start with you, Evan. Take the microphone and explain to the viewers and me while you're at it, what is a BioBlitz? Go ahead.
Of course, thank you for asking. A BioBlitz is basically a count of how many species you can find in a certain amount of time. Some BioBlitzes might focus on maybe one specific group of animals or plants. Maybe it's a BioBlitz focusing on just birds or maybe just insects. We have a pretty complete count of a lot of different groups, and it's hard to imagine a better group of people equipped to do that. We've got little experts on plants, trees, bats, wildlife camera trapping.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hate bats.
We did bat surveys. Many people do, but you know, they provide a valuable service. They're a little ugly, but beautifully adapted.
Scary, man. They're scary.
Anyway.
I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you. I'm sorry.
No, I pretty much said what I needed to say. It's just a count of species, and we had a good time doing it. Group of friends out here, beautiful day.
So now, Kathleen, are these a lot of Rutgers people plus some Woodbridge volunteers? What's going on here?
Right, so the majority of people here are Rutgers PhD students, so they are all studying a variety of topics in the ecology department. So there are experts on staff here doing all the surveys. We also have some undergraduate helpers, some people from the USDA came out to talk about spotted lanternflies, and some volunteers as well. So
You got to have them too. I hate them too.
sorry.
Doesn't everybody hate spotted lanternflies?
Yes,
Yeah.
they're
All right.
terrible.
Very good. Now, Tom, we did one of these, was it last year or the year before? I forget, down in Omar at the Oros Wildlife Preserve. Tell me about that.
Yeah, definitely, Mayor. So it was a great time that we had at the Oros Preserve in Avenel. That's a 100-acre tract of land, and it's a pristine, beautiful, well-kept area. And this was our first time getting here. This is a re-engineered restoration area, former residential area hit hard by storms over the years, and now it's a chance to, take a good count, like Evan said, and see, a good baseline and just keep building the restoration process.
So we are probably on the site that used to be a house.
Correct.
There was over 100 houses bought out down in the Watson-Crampton area after Sandy. It took a long time to get it ultimately done. And there's really only a few holdouts left. That's one of them, but I think we own that.
Yep,
We're taking
that's
that
right,
down.
yeah.
It's coming down, right? So this whole area was homes.
Right.
And people, I think, did the wise thing. I hate to see homes taken down. I hate to see people move out. But they were just in constant threat of flooding and danger. I mean, it just was terrible. It just the slightest of, a storm and a high tide, and they're flooded out over and over again.
Absolutely, Mayor. Yeah, during Sandy, the lower Woodbridge River saw tidal elevations of about 12.5 feet. And where we're standing, the ground elevation's about 6 or 7 feet. So you could just kind of imagine, we'd all probably be inundated right now.
We'd all be underwater.
Yep.
All right, so Carol, talk about the Sustainable New Jersey effort. That's something you shepherded and got us into. What I said to Carol, she said, they got this competition, Sustainable New Jersey, we want to get in it. I said, you can get in it, but you better win it. And we did, and we won it every year except one when we foolishly agreed to step aside and take the year off so someone else could win it. Dumbest thing we ever did. So go ahead.
So anyway, Sustainable Jersey is really a guide to towns that if they want to become more sustainable, and it's got hundreds of actions that you can do, and each action gets points. And this, even though this is enlisted in Sustainable Jersey, they give us points for being innovative. So we will get points for doing this. And then what happens is they put all of these actions up on the Sustainable Jersey website. So the hope is that other towns copy this and get the same idea and start doing this. But if I may, I was here this morning with my family, and they have some great activities going on here. They we went on a kind of a bird hunt, looking at the birds that they caught in nets. Very interesting. Now I see people out there with butterfly nets, and is Bobby around? Is Bobby hiding again? There's Bobby. So they have, come here, Bobby. So,
That's an order.
yeah, please, 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 please. So they have the radar equipment here that they use to, they put a collar like on the animals like a fox, and they can track the foxes where they are. So we had a little test of that. Bobby obviously couldn't get it on his neck. So he put it on his wrist. And it was the most unbelievable game of hide and seek
Here it is.
there it is. And it's got the GPS on it.
Really?
Yep.
Battery.
So you leave this on, say, a fox overnight or for a couple days?
About a year.
About a year.
Yeah,
Wow.
So we can track their movements and figure out like how they're using habitat and really learn about their behavior.
Wow. But obviously it has it doesn't hurt the
No.
animal.
And after a year, it's programmed to come off, and then we'll find it on the ground.
Just pop off.
Yep, pops off.
Wow. And what kind of animals do you put that on?
Just foxes.
Just foxes.
Yep.
How do you catch them?
Live restraint, like cable loops. So we'll put them on the beach, and the fox will come through, gets like snared around the neck. If it's not hurt at all, we'll find it early in the morning, get it, put the collar on. Within 5 minutes, it's off and doing
You
its
said
thing.
beach, but there's no beach here.
Not here. So this is Chris Crosby's PhD study. He's looking at the effect of red foxes on sandy beach ecology.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about that myself.
I'm sure. Maybe you can help him with this paper.
So I could go finish and talk about your
Okay,
experience.
so Bobby he had the tracker, and you're supposed to, if this were the tracker, let's say, it would beep, and the closer you got to him, it would beep louder and louder and louder, and we just couldn't seem to catch him. What were we out there looking for you for? What? Maybe seemed like an hour. Maybe it wasn't quite that long. At one point, I said, and nobody laughed at my humor, I said, I think Bobby outfoxed us.
Oh, geez.
But give us a little bit about your strategy and the tracking.
Well, I ran into the weeds and crouched down pretty much.
Did you stay
Yeah.
in one place or keep moving?
Oh, I stayed in one place.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Behind you.
Yep. Just yeah.
Well,
Just
it was great fun. It really, really was. So thank you for being a good sport.
no problem.
Take care.
Go
And,
ahead.
you go.
Tell me more about the identification. So how many different birds have you seen so far? Do you know?
Ooh, birds. Who would know that? We all kind of have our own. little
What's
job.
yours? What's yours?
I was trees.
Okay.
So yesterday, I spent a great afternoon walking all the trails and just counting how many tree species I saw.
And you know all of them. The top of your head. You don't have to look anything up.
Correct.
Wow, pretty cool. How about you? What's your specialty?
I'm kind of managing everybody here, so I'm jack of all trades. I don't have one specific expertise, but right now all of our data is on data sheets, and we will be inputting it onto the computer and get a total species count. So we're not completely sure yet where we're at with each group.
But you're digging through the grass looking for insects.
Exactly. We had an expert last night come to study moths. And he set up a big light and attracted moths to this big sheet, and he was counting all the species there, taking photographs. So that was really cool.
What else? Keep going. What else are you looking for? That's
Let's
pretty
see,
cool.
bird surveys. So we had people here at 6 a.m. listening and looking for birds. Plus we had nets out. Last night we set up 3 mist nets for bats. We did not catch any bats, but we had.
I wish you would have.
I know. I would have called you.
Looks like show and tell
Yep,
here.
here we
What's
go.
going on with show and
So
tell?
this is a bat acoustic detector. So it's really hard to catch bats, and it's very time consuming and takes a lot of labor. So the easier way is to set out a microphone. These are specially designed to get triggered when they hear a high frequency noise, which is what a bat outputs when they're echolocating. So they're hunting around looking for insects. They put out these really high pitched noises to look for bugs. So we will set up this microphone and for a night or whatever the survey period is, and then the next day all of those calls are on a memory card, which we can then put through a software program which identifies which species of bat
By
are
the
in
voice?
area.
By
Yep.
the shriek?
Yep.
They all echolocate just differently enough that we can tell.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Give me more stuff.
Let's see what else. We have butterfly nets, so we have people running around
I
catching.
saw some right over
catching
there. It's pretty
bugs.
cool.
What am I missing? Plants, of course. So there's a ton of plants here, many of which we've planted.
You planted, right.
Many have come in on their own. So just trying to identify as many species as possible, that's probably the hardest part. We have a microscope and certain tools to pick apart grasses and really figure out which exact species they are. And
Camera traps.
yeah,
This is
camera
fantastic.
traps. How could I forget? So we had 5 camera traps throughout this property, and we put a lure down that smells terrible. It's like garlic skunk essence, and it will attract any kind of mammal scavenger in the area. So we got pictures of foxes, baby foxes. We got a mouse on there. I think that was it for the camera traps.
Possums.
Yeah.
No skunks or
possums.
raccoons?
No skunks or raccoons.
No, there was raccoons.
Raccoon?
A big,
Really?
nice fat
Okay,
one.
we got a raccoon. Good.
Good 20-pounder.
Really?
And then the last thing we did was put out what's called Sherman traps, which are these metal boxes, and you put them within, meadow areas or woodlands, and you're trying to attract small mammals, so mice, voles, shrews, and we baited it with peanut butter and oats, and we actually did get animals to eat the bait, and they pooped in there and everything, but the
Oh,
trigger,
wonderful.
there was a misfire of the trigger, and they didn't actually get trapped. So we're not sure what was in there, but we tried.
So now, when you're all done, will this be the kind of report that we can post on our website and people can see it and experience what you did?
Yes, absolutely. We'll be putting a report together with the entire list of what we found, how we found everything, with pictures, and anyone can check it out.
Cool. If you got any, we got somebody here taking pictures now. If you have any cool stuff, we'll get a head start and throw it on our Facebook page. It'll be
Great.
real neat for people to see what's coming.
Thanks.
All right, very good.
I just want to add that this is another one of the great treasures that we now have in Woodbridge. And there are guided tours on the trail here. And I encourage people to just come down and take a walk. It's absolutely beautiful. And maybe you will see some of the animals and the butterflies and everything that live here.
So we're at the end of Crampton Avenue. The cross street is Watson over there, I think. So this is, like as I said, the Crampton-Watson areas that got the brunt of Superstorm Sandy. So Crampton intersects Rahway Avenue, not far from the Barron Arts Center, which is just back there. So it's an easy place to get to. Plenty of parking down here. Like Carol said, come on down. We see, every time we come near here, we see people walking.
Yes.
It's so cool.
And it really is.
Tom, anything else you want to add?
Thanks, Mayor. Just that this is an amazing partnership, and it's been over a decade now of the awesome work between the township, and thanks to your awesome leadership, Mayor, and everything from Dr. Brooke Maslow, Kathleen, the whole team. Just
She had a softball tournament today.
Family first.
so.
Family first.
Oh, a kid's softball
Yeah, for
tournament.
kids,
Oh,
sorry.
okay. No, you say that. I thought maybe she was playing. I say she didn't give up
She's the
softball for
coach.
this? Okay, that's different. All right, well, very cool. Well, thanks everybody for watching. Thanks all of you for coming out. Doctoral students and undergrad students, it's great that you're choosing Woodbridge to do your studies, and we get the benefit of it. So thank you all for coming out. Thanks, Kathleen. Thanks, Evan.
Thank you.
Tom, Carol, and Bobby, the hide and seek guy.
That's right.
All right. Well, thanks for watching, folks. It's been a great show. Thanks for watching.